What's up YouTube? It's your boy Faith and we're back with another video. Today I am going to show you guys how to set up your Webull desktop platform. And we're probably gonna go over a chart or two of some things that I'm looking at. Without further ado, we are gonna jump right into it, so let's go. Jump right into it, man. So I want to show you guys how to set up Webull. For those who do not know, Webull is a brokerage account similar to E-Trade or Thinkorswim or Robinhood. It's somewhere where you can start trading stocks and leave long-term equity. It's the same thing. So let's get into it. So yeah, I'm show you how to set everything up, show you what it looks like. This is it here. Webull desktop is what you want to search for. So if you go to, I'll show you guys how this is. It's pretty easy stuff. Just go to here, go to Google, Webull desktop, bam, it'll take you. You can click the first link. This is it right here. You can go ahead and actually what I'll do is I'll make it easy for you. I'll put my link in the subscription so that you can, if you use it, we both get fractional shares and it'll give us free stock. It gives both of us free stock. I think it's only like 10 bucks, but hey, it's better than starting with nothing. So yeah, basically let me show you guys how to set your Webull desktop up so that you can carry your Webull with you on the go instead of just having it on your phone. Your phone is nice to have too, but honestly, I've been trading from my phone for a long time, for a few years actually. And the difference between the phone and the desktop is that for one, it's just faster. It updates a lot faster, and you can execute a lot faster. So I would definitely recommend trading from a laptop if you are on the go, a desktop if you are at home. All right, so I'm logged in, and if you click paper trading, you can go to layouts, and it'll have some layouts already here. You can choose from one of these layouts, or you can choose to create your own. It doesn't matter. What I tried to do in the past is try to kind of emulate what some other traders' layouts are. That didn't end up working for me. You need to come up with a layout that feels good for you, that's comfortable for you. So I have one already. I thought I named it. This is my layout. I call it Faith's layout. I've changed it a few times. Faith day trading. I don't like all of those different. It's a bunch of different screens. So if you go up here, and I'll give you guys one from scratch, right? New layout. I'm gonna do a blank layout so you guys can walk through this with me. Click new layout, blank layout, and add widgets. Everything that you saw on those other screens, they're nothing but widgets. So you go and you add a widget depending on what you need, and you can check out all the stuff. So you can check and add the widgets you want here. Bam. So first things first, you're definitely gonna need a chart. You cannot trade without a chart, and you can make this chart as big or as small as you would like. As you can see here, just grab the end of it and make it as big or small as you like. For those who know how to read level 2 and times and sales, you can go and add a widget, just time and sales here. And you wanna make sure that you have the NASDAQ full book. So with every single brokerage account that you have to purchase information so that it updates in real time. So if you have an account and you have not purchased the info, you have to make sure that you go and purchase the info so that you can get the information in real time. I would recommend purchasing, so it's gonna be a list of different things, a bunch of different ones that you can purchase. I would just recommend purchasing the NASDAQ full book. I think it's like $4 per month, $5 per month or something like that. Very cheap, super cheap. But you just wanna make sure that you're getting that information in real time. Now with Webull, with any brokerage account, you're gonna definitely make sure that you need the active trader. So here's the options. Let me make this smaller. This is gonna be where you select your strike prices. If you guys notice, all I did was I went over here to widgets, under quotes, under the quotes tab, and options, and widgets under quotes is also where the level 2 is. You can make this however you want. You can put this here, you can however you want it. Order book for those who need it. So this is where you select your strike prices at, and I believe I went over strike prices in one of my videos. I should have, but if I haven't, I'll go ahead and do this. I'll do this real quick. So ticker is here. You can type in any ticker. Meta, you can do Nvidia, Tesla. These are called tickers. The abbreviation for the company is called tickers. So when you do that, you can go and you can select your strike price. You can select the expiration date that you're trying to trade and then select your strike price. So you can do November 22nd. I believe it is a way that you can change this. I'm not sure, but I just wish it would say November 22nd, 2004, like in order, because it says the 22nd of November and then the year. But yeah, this is the first one will always be same day, same week expiration, unless you're trading SPY or one of the ETFs. Then the first one will probably be 0 DTEs, and I'll give you an example. So this is Tesla, so they don't have 0 DTEs. You would have to wait to on a Friday in order to select your 0 DTEs. But you can do weeklies, right? And Tesla, it'll tell you right here what the current price of Tesla is in the middle, $320.72, right? Or it's up $9.54 for the day, or the equivalent of 3.07%. So you can do that one, or you can do November 29th, which will be next week's expiration. This is 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out, 5 weeks out, 6 weeks out, etc., so on and so forth. Unless you do an ETF. So if you wanted to do SPY, so you could do, see how, okay, I'm gonna show you guys. Let's go back to Tesla. November 22nd, November 29th, December 6th, December 13th. These are in 7-day increments, if you see. Now, if you go to SPY, now look at the dates now. November 18th, November 19th, November 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th is Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 25th, 26th, 27th. I don't know why the 28th is not there. But yeah, it has daily, so you can do 0 DTEs. You can do 1 day out, 2 day out, 3 day out. It doesn't matter. And then the same with QQQ. It'll have the same daily, November 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th is Saturday, Sunday, 25th, 26th, 27th, same, right? So normally how I choose and select my strike price, it depends. I very, very rarely trade 0 DTEs. People ask me why. It's because it is the fastest moving options that you could ever trade, right? Besides SPX, but they're the fastest moving. So on top of the risk, I gave you guys a video, not so much on risk and reward, but how it works, right? So when I told you guys that we are considered dumb money, how it works is that, so you already have all of these contributing factors that's working against you, right? When you start to go in and select 0 DTEs, trading contracts that expire the same day that you're trading them, you're adding on another risk, right? It's added risk that I just don't feel like, unless you know what you're doing down to the T, you have to be very, very, very careful with these, very specific, and you really got to know what you're doing. You have to almost know for a fact that this is going to start moving in the direction that you want it to move almost immediately. But these contracts are going to start to decay very fast, and it's going to be very difficult to get these contracts to go back in your favor. Once you enter one of these 0 DTEs plays, you can be down 30% in a matter of seconds, 50%, 60%. I've been down 60% in 30 seconds, and it happens just that fast. So how this works is the more time that you buy, the slower these contracts tend to move. So it just depends on a bunch of different factors. Like if sometimes even, like let's say Monday hits and I don't want to trade same week expirations, I'll trade the following week expirations, because I'm planning on a bigger move, and the percentage, it moves a lot slower. It still moves pretty fast, but it moves slower than if you go out 2 weeks. And how I select my strike price, I'm gonna give you guys a perfect example. 585.75 is what SPY is trading at. Let's do Tesla. Tesla's trading at 320. So on the left side, you have the calls, and this is how much they cost. On the right side, you have the puts, and this is also how much they cost. So if I were looking at Tesla calls, you want to see how much Tesla is currently trading at first. So Tesla's trading at $320. So I would probably do the 320 calls. I always like to go in the money personally. Some people like to go out of the money, and it depends on a few things. It depends on the IV, which is the implied volatility. When you start trading contracts, you have something called intrinsic and extrinsic value. Basically, the IV, which is the implied volatility, is going to give you a percentage. You want to make sure that the IV is low as possible, because what happens is once you start getting into these calls or the puts, if the IV is very high, it's going to take a bigger move in order for you to get the same percentage that you would on a normal day where the IV isn't as high. So for example, if the IV was 130 or 140%, that's pretty fucking high. I would probably stay away from those contracts. 60%, 50%, 40%, even 30%. Those are pretty safe contracts to go to trade, and you'll start seeing. So if you trade high IV contracts, you could have a $2, $3, $4 move and you'll only net 15, 20%. Whereas if the IV was a lot lower, if it was 20, 30, 40%, if you have a $2, $3, $4 move on those, 70, 80, 90%. And these are all subjectives to the tickers. The day that you decide to trade on is all subjective, but you want to make sure that your IV is as low as you can possibly get it. Now, this is also not a metric that I rely on too heavily when I'm trading, especially like with the Greeks. I never, not one time have I ever was about to enter a position and stopped to look at the Greeks. The Greeks do play a part, especially theta, and theta is the most important Greek in my own personal opinion. Basically what theta is decay, but I've never stopped and said, hey, let me look at this gamma or let me look at this delta before I jump into these contracts so I can see. No, for one, time is of the essence when you're trading options. So if you're gonna get into play, then you need to get into play, and you don't need to be worried about the Greeks. That's the last thing you need to be worried about. If the contracts are not moving as good as you want them to move, or if they're moving kind of slow, then you may want to just consider cutting your position and start looking to re-enter if you have a high probability setup that presents itself. Let's go back. So the Tesla is trading at $320. So if I were trading calls, I would probably want to trade in the money calls. So I would look to trade the 320 calls, the 320 strike price. These calls are currently trading at $11.45, which is $1,145. I would even consider going, I would do max 2 strike prices away. That's just me, because if you go and you start trying to do strikes that are, let's say you want to do 327.5. So the 0.5s, I trade 0.5 sometime. A lot of professional traders try to stay away from the 0.5 strikes because they tend to have less volume, and when you have less people participating in them, the moves tend to be a little different. And if you've traded 0.5 contracts, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, then go ahead. I would suggest trying them. Try to trade 1.5 contract, like a 327.5, just to see what happens. But they just tend to, the whole numbers tend to move a lot better than the 0.5s. That's not to say that I never trade 0.5s. That's not telling you that you shouldn't trade 0.5s. It's just that the whole numbers tend to move better than the 0.5 contracts, the 0.5 strike prices. So in the money, Tesla's currently trading at 320. So if today the market was open and I was trading, I would probably take 320 calls, right? Or you can even go inside of the money and do the 317.5s or the 315s. But I try to stay 2 to 3, at 3 max would be my cutoff, and I really don't do that many. 3 strike prices in the money, I would probably try to stay in there. Once you start getting to the 330s and 350, like if Tesla's currently trading at 320, I would not take Tesla 350 calls. You're $30 out of the money. It's gonna take a huge move in order for those contracts to start gaining a bunch of intrinsic value to the point where you start to see a massive percentage return on your investment. I just wouldn't do it. It's way too far out of the money. So yeah, that's how I would do that. That's how you select your strike price. I did not plan on going over that today, but now that we got that out of the way, I mean, that's pretty much it. You can go and you can scroll through these. Oh, Turbo Trader, bam. So this is what I would do. Definitely want to have a Turbo Trader available. Remove time and sales just for the purpose of the Turbo Trader that I'm about to teach you guys. So what this is it allows you, remember when I told you guys about Robinhood and how I do not recommend you day trading on Robinhood, because once those contracts, if you miss that move by swiping up on your phone and it's continuing to go against you, there's not a real way that you can get out of those contracts fast. So you're gonna have to cancel that order, and you're gonna have to put in another order. And if you miss that one too, you gotta cancel it and do it again. With Active Trader, it's a lot faster. But this is also something that you can do as well. You can set a stop loss immediately. This will save your ass. I repeat, this will save your ass. Boom, bitch. So normally pro traders, it depends on your position size, it depends on the play, the time of day, but I would do a max stop loss of 20%, right? And if you really wanted to play it safe, you can do a stop loss of 15%. Make sure that this is checked, because if not, then it will not go through. Or you could do a dollar amount, which I don't recommend. I would just recommend doing it, because you have to do too much math when you do that. Just do a percentage, right? I do a percentage, I do 15% and stop loss, bam. So that right here, when you go and you place your order, and you can go here and do your settings. You can move, you wanna buy the ask, sell the bid. You can also do market orders. What is this? Hold on, place orders, stocks. No, not this, take this off. That's for stocks. You want to do options. There we go. Oh, you can buy the ask, sell the bid, or you can buy market or sell market. Order confirmations. You want to make sure this is unchecked, because if this is checked, then you have to, after you press the button to place your order, you then have to confirm your order. So this is going to take time away from you actually entering your position. So I would uncheck this and done. Hold on, let me go back. I would highly recommend having a flatten button. You can take reverse off, cancel all, and flatten. Right, so here it is, cancel all and flatten. What flatten does is, in the event that you cannot get out of your position by selling the bid, which is right here, or selling the market, which is right here, 10 times out of 10 you're going to be able to sell market, and the selling the bid and selling the market are the two fastest ways to get out of your position, and you're probably going to be able to get out if you press one of these buttons. In the event that something happens and you cannot get out, if you click flatten, this will close all of your positions. It's not going to close at a price that you're going to want to get out at. It's just gonna sell to whoever it can sell to, like at whatever price, whoever it can sell to, just in order for you to get out of your position. Flatten is like break glass in case of emergency button. That's the best way I can explain it. It's like nothing else is working, press this button, get me out of all of my positions right now. I don't care what price you sell it at, just get me out. This is a panic button. You want this button to cover your ass just in case that happens. We have quantity settings. You can set this. You can change all of these, right? So if you're buying 1 contract, 5 contracts, 10 contracts, you can change all of these. Automatic stop loss, 15% max. You can also do take profit, right? So if you want to take profit if you automatically want to take profit at 30%, then you can do that. I know a lot of professional traders, they do like 15 to 20% and they automatically start trimming. If you do this, then it's going to full sell and take profit at 20%. So you can just mess around with that. I just basically want to come here and show you guys like what it looks like. I wish the market was open. I could actually show you guys like price smaller so that I can bring this down here. I can do Tesla ticker, and you can also, I don't know where it is, but you can make, if you guys don't like the white background, you can do a different theme. You can do black background on white background. This is something else that I've changed also. Oh, here it is. Here's the thing. Notifications have been moved here. There we go. So you can change it to white theme, black theme. I rather it's just easier on the eyes for me personally if you do the black theme. So I like to go with the black theme, and like I said, all of this stuff is fully customizable. And I also like to do, so here's a little thing with psychology. I've had a lot of problems in the past with the red, like red as a color does something to your brain. So whenever I would be down in a position and I see those numbers that I'm down are in red, it with me mentally, and a lot of times it caused me to panic sell and get out of my position. So what I started doing is I started using yellow instead of red because it's less harsh and it just does something to your brain. This whole thing, trading stocks, is so much revolved around psychology that it is insane. Every small little detail makes a difference. I use yellow, green. I always use green for up, and I use yellow for when I'm down. That would be you. Some people, they have an option for red going up. I don't know who would use that, but that's, that would just confuse the hell out of me, red going up and green going down. But here is the one that people normally use. This is what it's defaulted to: green up, red down. Here are the themes here. This is the one that I use: green up, yellow down. You can change your language here, exchange time, font size. You can change that. It's gonna have to restart in order to take effect though. And that's pretty much it. I normally don't trade. I normally don't chart inside of Webull. because I use TradingView, but you do have the option to do that. So that's pretty much it. You want to make sure that you have the news up. You can use news on TradingView. They have news if you want to look at the news, but everything that you need in order to start trading is going to be right here. Everything you need, the news, you have your heat maps, you have Learning Center. You can go to the Learning Center. They have tutorials on how to use these different indicators and how to set up your new layout if you want a bunch of different things. Like, so if you want to do that, you absolutely have the ability to go do that. Other than that, you can paper trade if you want, and you're gonna have to set up another layout for that. Paper trading, basically, I have like a love-hate relationship with paper trading because paper trading is cool, right? It's cool. The only thing I don't like about paper trading is the fact that they give you an unlimited amount of money to trade with, right? And it's fake money. It's cool if you are brand new and you don't know how the numbers move, because it allows you to go and practice. Right? It's one aspect of paper trading that you don't get when you are trading with your own money, and that's the emotional aspect. Because hypothetically speaking, if you've never traded stocks before and you wanted to paper trade, which I would probably recommend doing, but the only reason I don't like it is because the emotional aspect is not there. It's not your hard-earned money on the line. You can go in with a $10,000 position size or a $50,000 position size because it's just paper money and it's just showing you how the numbers move, how things work, which is fine. But going in with $50,000 worth of play money and going with $50,000 worth of your own money is two different scenarios. The emotional aspect is not there. So you're gonna trade a little different, right? You can go in with 50 grand paper trading and you can hold it for an hour. Whereas you wouldn't do that with your own money. You would probably want to scalp as 10%, 15%. So there's an emotional aspect there that it's cool, but if you really want to jump in head first and just start learning, everybody has different perspectives on this, and this is going to be completely subjective whether you want to paper trade or whether you want to use your own money. You can definitely paper trade if you just want to learn how the numbers move. Other than that, I would probably recommend just using your own money and taking it from there. But that's pretty much it, guys. I showed you how to set a stop loss. I showed you how to you can set a take profit percentage as well. And if you do here, if you click quantity settings, you can click the 50, 100, the 10, it doesn't matter. And you can go and add or take away here, and all of them will update at the same time. So if you bought 5 contracts of Tesla and you wanted to sell all 5 contracts, I will go in and I will buy either at the ask or the market price, depending on whichever one you wanted to do. And what this is going to do is that it's going to automatically set a stop loss of 15%, which means that once you are down 15%, it's going to automatically sell your position. This will keep you from bag holding. Always have a stop loss. If you wanted to keep your take profit on, it's gonna automatically sell once you hit positive 20%. Or you can take it off. Your stop loss is still gonna be there, but you control your take profit. So it just depends on what type of trader you are. I would recommend going through and figuring out what type of trader you are and how you want to trade. And like I said, go through these widgets and find out which, do this one too. Like it's right here. This is with the level 2 data that I was talking about. So you can go and click on subscribe data level 2. This is going to pop up here. Answer these questions, you submit, and it's going to give you a bunch of different options to choose from. But yeah, as you can see, this is a different layout, right? This is another layout here. This is another layout here. You can use the ladder. I don't use the ladder, but you can use the ladder. This is just another way to buy and sell. And that's pretty much it, guys. This is how it says Faith's layout, but this is not the one that I use. I'm not sure where it is. That's pretty much it. Go and find your, go to your widgets over here. Make sure you have turbo trade. The 3 things that you probably need the most. You definitely need the chart, 100%. You definitely need turbo trader, 100%. I would do level 2 time and sales just so you can see where the buyers and sellers are. You have your news if you wanted to do that. Bring it and drag it over here. However you want this to look, like this is fully, completely 1000% customizable. Screeners, if you wanted to see what was going on before the market opens, your screeners, you can do a clock. That would actually be helpful. I might need to add this to my layout, honestly, because that would be helpful for me, because I have a tendency of holding things a little too long. But that's pretty much it. Just go in there and you add the things that you need. You take out the things that you don't. It's pretty easy. Be sure to set your stop loss. Make sure you have a stop loss. At the very minimum, I would do a 10 to 15% stop loss, maximum 20 to 25%, just depending on your position sizes and depending on who you are as a trader. You will start to learn a lot about yourself once you start trading. So be aware of that. This has been a Webull layout desktop tutorial. I hope you guys have enjoyed this information. I hope this information helped you out. If it has helped you, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please make sure you leave a comment and I'll be more than happy to answer you. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much. We out.